I did want to take a few minutes and talk to the student athletes about what it means to be a Sauder scholar. And then we certainly would like to, we'll hear from our president, hear from a couple of student athletes, and of course from the Sauder family themselves. So the question is, how do you get to be a Sauder scholar? What's the criteria? And it's pretty easy. You got to be the best at everything. You have to be great students. You have to be great people. You have to be great athletes. They are chosen. I get input from the head coaches, but basically they are chosen by me. And part of the criteria, part of the thing I ask myself, and I told you I had the honor of knowing Earl Sauder for many years, and the reason that he put this thing together, that he invested in us. Did this go off?
Yeah.
I'll just talk my outside voice. You know, I've thought to myself, he wanted it to be that we would have the best and brightest that we could get ESU student athletes that would represent our university well and be great students and be great people. And I always ask myself, what would I be able to introduce this young person to Earl Sauder, and would he be proud of them? And so, for student athletes, that's what you're all doing here, is because we are very proud of you, and I know that Earl would be very proud that you are Hornets and the success that you have in your lives and in your academic lives and in athletics. Without the support of Earl Sauder and the gift that he made and that was endowed, and then the follow-up by Steve Sauder and the Sauder family, I can't tell you what an impact that makes on the athletics department, on us being able to recruit and get teams that we're proud of. You know, it's no secret that we operate a pretty thrifty athletics department and athletic program, but you've got to have some tools, and without this one, I tell you what, it'd be a long uphill road for sure. So thank you again to the Sauder family and all of your support and carrying on Earl's legacy. My honor right now to introduce, to say a few words, our university president, Allison Garrett.
The last time I tried to move this, I ripped it out of the seat. Let's see. Do I get it? Okay. I just want to say thank you to all of you for all sorts of reasons, but to those of you who are students, thank you for choosing Emporia State. We are so glad that you did choose Emporia State to study and to play here. And you are the best of the best. I spent a lot of years in the corporate world, and when I had opportunities to interview people, if I knew they played college athletics, they always rose to the top of my list. And there were a lot of reasons for that, but you all know how to manage time, you know how to juggle priorities, you know how to take constructive criticism, how to measure success. You all will be fantastic employees in the workforce someday, and wonderful young men and young women. We're so proud of you. I want to say thanks to our coaches, because we don't recruit young men and young women of this caliber without an amazing coaching staff who works hard to get them here. So thank you to all of you as well. And to Kent, thank you for running a great program. We appreciate it. But special thanks to the Sauder family, because you all have done so much for this university and made a wonderful, positive impact on so many aspects of the university, but particularly upon our athletic programs and upon the lives of so many young people through the years. We're so grateful to all of you for everything you've done for Emporia State.
I would like to have, we've asked a couple couple of student athletes actually to come up and speak on behalf of all of our student athletes. But I'm going to start with one of them. Caitlin Van Fleck didn't realize there was something in the food or whatever, so she's okay, but having a little reaction maybe, or is that right? I'll let April talk about that. So head softball coach April Huddleston, would you come up? Caitlin had prepared something for us, so, and she's okay, right?
Yeah, she has a nut allergy, so she'll be okay though. She just needed to take a moment. So I'm going to read what she had prepared, pretend I'm her, because it's definitely in the first person. Hello, my name is Caitlin Van Vleck. I'm a junior outfielder on the Emporia State softball team, Kansas City, Missouri, and I'm a nursing major. As an Earl Sauder Scholarship recipient, I'm thankful that I get the opportunity to fulfill my dreams of being a college athlete and a future nurse. Because of this scholarship, the 4 short years I have to represent Emporia State include not only getting to continue playing a game I love, but also I'm able to continue my education. I love that Emporia State sets me up to succeed and lets me pursue my dreams of being a college athlete as well as obtaining such an intense degree in the nursing field. Many institutions do not give athletes the option to study nursing because of the time, dedication, and focus the field of nursing requires. I have been fortunate enough to have a great experience studying nursing while playing softball. I have built a stronger relationship with my coach, Coach Huddleston, and my professors, and I've been able to learn more about myself. I have also learned about the internal motivation I have to push myself to obtain good grades and excel in the demanding field and program Emporia State offers, as well as be a good teammate and competitor on the field. My professors take the time to sit down with me one-on-one and talk about concerns I have, or if I need extra help with concepts. They understand that I have other commitments and help me work around obstacles when I miss class for games. Coach Huddleston also has been very flexible with me missing practice for class, as well as understanding that I'm a student first, and sometimes I'm not always there or on time for practices. This is a learning experience for the both of us, as I am the first player she's had in the nursing program, so we learn together, and communication so far has been key. I can't wait to see what the next year and a half has in store for me. It will be challenging, but I know I have great friends and teammates that want to see me succeed as badly as I want to. On a majority of the practice days, I'm running late, sprinting into practice in my scrubs and with my stethoscope, yet my teammates cannot wait to hear about what I got to do that day. It's reassuring to know that I am not going through this process alone. I have my coaches, teammates, professors, and people like you that provide the extra support I need to continue the tough process. I want to thank you for this opportunity to be able to represent Emporia State on the field and in the classroom, and thank you for making my college experience a smooth ride to success.
Thank you, Coach Huddleston. Also would like to hear from women's basketball player Kelly Moe.
Well, I do not have a speech for you guys written down, but I just want to say thank you for allowing me to be here and giving me this scholarship. I mean, it means a whole lot to me. I'm a first-generation college student, and I'm the first person with the last name Moon to graduate from college, and I'm a semester away from doing so. Where I'm from, a lot of people don't make it out and get to do positive things and be role models to young children or people in their family, and I'm grateful to have that opportunity to be that role model for students, not only in the community where I'm from, but this community as well. It means a lot to have a great community behind me and to have all of you guys' support. I think that's it.
Very good, thank you, Kelly. Very nice. I would like to ask and have a chance to hear from members of the Sauder family themselves. So could I ask Steve Sauder, please come up and say a few words and tell our kids a little bit about your dad and how this got started. Thank you very much, Steve.
How many of you have been here before? For lunch? Put your hands up high. Not too many. There's a spiel here about my dad. We'll get to it in a little bit. some of you have heard Landon. I told Landon he had to tell it, and then got him pretty nervous. Before I start, I've just got to talk about Kelly a little bit. I remember when Kelly first got here, I was still getting to do the Lady Hornets on the radio. And part of that job is doing interviews, and you do interviews after the game. And I remember into the season, a couple of games, Kelly was our player in the game, and so we had her come up. Well, we were a little concerned. Kelly was this bashful little gal from Gary, Indiana, and I wasn't too sure how she'd handle that responsibility, but she did great. You did great today. Saturday night, we were listening to the game. About the middle of the second quarter, you scored. And the play-by-play announcer, who was a guy we'd hired from Springfield, so he was seeing the Lady Hornets for the first time, he said, I don't believe Drury has much of an answer for Kelly Moten. And then he thought for a minute, he said, I don't believe anybody in Division II is going to have much of an answer for Kelly Moten. So, Kelly, great job here today. Great job on the basketball court. Appreciate you. You've really grown. So, and with that, just congratulations to all of you. It makes us so proud that when we come here, that we do get the best and the brightest. And I'd never heard Kim explain it quite like he did. I didn't know he was involved in the selection. But we like having quarterbacks and point guards and all conference performers and stuff like that. It's kind of interesting that you're also good students, and it works out. And it's also important for Mike and Margie and Pam, my brother Mike and my sister-in-law Margie and Pam, to be here and see where their money's going. Because you understand that $1.25 million that my dad put into this was their inheritance. So, and mine too. But I want to tell you a little bit about how that came about. First of all, I'll tell you about my mom and dad. My mom, I grew up in Abilene. She came to Emporia State, got a 2-year teaching certificate, and got her first job in Madison, Kansas, Cole, down in Madison, Kansas. And a great story, I don't normally tell this, but I'll tell it. My dad said there was this one evening, he and his cousin were at the local soda shop, drugstore back in those days, and they had a soda fountain, and he said we were loafing, which Jamie, Mike, hear Earl say he was loafing was something that didn't happen very often. But he said we were loafing in there, and his uncle came in and said, you boys ought to see what I just did for you. And what he'd done was hire my mom to teach 3rd grade in Madison. And then my dad finishes that story by saying that I can't remember the uncle's name, his cousin's name, but he said he got the first 8, but he said I got the last one. And this will pass. My parents had quite the love affair. And in 1959, they moved to Emporia. We'd lived in Gridley, and my dad had done really well. He had a grain elevator, and then he got into the oil business, and he became very successful in the oil business and with some other investments. So in '59, they moved to Emporia, and moving to Emporia was not only good for 2 of us kids, because we got to go to school in Emporia rather than in a smaller school. That was a great opportunity, but it was a great social opportunity for my parents. Unfortunately, 4 or 5 years later, my mom was diagnosed with Alzheimer's. And having a rough day. She spent the last 13 years of her life in the Presbyterian manner. And my dad doted on her. He took clean clothes to her every day. And anyway, they had quite a love affair. Well, I don't even know how it all transpired, but some way, somehow, my dad got involved with the university. My dad was not an athlete. My dad, I did see a picture one time of him on the basketball team at Madison. And he was about a 9th grader probably. And there was about 12 or 13 guys on the basketball team. My dad happened to be the one that didn't even have a shirt. He was bare-chested. And he didn't get a play. When he was in high school, he came on a field trip to Emporia State from Madison, 20 miles away, spent the day, went home and told his parents, hey, I'm so excited, I'm going to go to college. And they said, what are you talking about? And he said, well, they told me I could have a job, they told me where I could live, He said, I've got some money saved, I think I can make it work. And his dad said, my dad was the oldest boy, and they were farmers, and my granddad said, sorry, Earl, you can't go, I need you here at home. So he didn't get to come to Emporia State. Okay, now back to fast forward. My dad actually worked on the group that raised money for the Presbyterian Manor, and after that, he got invited to help raise money for this thing. And one day, his good friend Joe Cannon said to him, Earl, they need a lead gift for the Sauder Alumni Center. He said, why don't you make that in honor of Stella Louise? That was my mom. Why don't you make that to honor Stella Louise? And my dad thought about it, called me, called Mike and Pam, decided it was a good idea, and he made the lead gift, and that's why this is called the Sauder Alumni Center. Through all that, he got hooked up with some of the coaches up here, and the first one was Larry Kramer, and those of you, if you know football, and Garen Higgins played for Larry, so you can talk to him about, but he was a gruff, tough old son of a bitch. There just isn't any other way to put it. But Larry learned, my dad just lived right off the side of the campus over here. Larry learned that if you stopped by there about 6:30 at night on your way home, there was always a cold beer. And so Larry and my dad became great friends. This is a guy that wasn't an athlete, never played sports, but he got adopted by the campus, other people. He became a Lady Hornet basketball fan, a Hornet basketball fan to some degree, but Josh, you guys missed too many free throws. One day I went to see him, and we'd lost the night before, and had a really bad night at the free throw line, and he said, how tough can that be? They don't even guard him. So that was kind of what he knew about athletics. But anyway, I just think that there's some irony in the fact that my dad, who was denied the opportunity to come to school here, was never an athlete, became the benefactor for this scholarship, and as Ken said, it's pretty important to what goes on here. And so we're really proud of it. I want to tell you how the scholarship came about though. Jamie, my youngest son, was a college baseball player and got a job at Central Missouri as a graduate assistant right out of Baker University. And they had a really good baseball program, and one of the reasons they had a really good baseball program was because of a guy named Jim Crane. Jim Crane had been an All-American pitcher at Central Missouri, and then probably 3-4 years before Jamie was there as a graduate assistant, Jim Crane had given them $1 million. Now, Jim Crane started a .com company, a big air transport company, and he's worth lots. He's now the owner of the Houston Astros, if that gives you any idea who Jim Crane is. He's a Central Missouri guy. Well, I went with Jamie and the Central Missouri Mules to play in the National Baseball Tournament one year, spent a lot of time with their coaches and their dads and everything, and saw firsthand what that $1 million had done for their baseball program. I came home, and one day my dad and I were just talking, and I said, Dad, if you gave $1 million to Emporia State Athletics, you could transform the athletics department. Fernelli really was talking about baseball, but my dad said, well, I can't just do one sport. I like the girls. And so he decided, and that's why this is split up, all 15 sports get taken care of. But that's how this thing came to be. I mean, we just kind of planted the seed, and pretty soon Earl said, that's a good idea. And so that's why we have Sauder Scholars, and that's how it started. Bobby and I, fortunately, have been able to do a little bit to help to match it, and this thing turns out a lot of money, and it's going to, if we have anything to say about it, it's endowed, so it should go on forever. We couldn't be more proud. Proud of each and every one of you, proud of the football team on Saturday. Gosh, it's just great. You know, there was a consultant hired when Dr. Shonrock came to be president and consult on athletics. And in his executive summary, he started it out. He said, at Emporia State, there's absolutely a culture of doing more with less. Because our budget for athletics, unfortunately, is at the very bottom of the MIAA, but our performance is up at the top. We may not be the absolute top, but we're in the top 2 or 3 or 4 or 5, and that's pretty cotton-picking good. So our goal now, and we keep working at this thing, is to not do more with less, do more with more. So that leads me to, I started a couple years ago making a spiel asking you guys to consider when you get out, or whenever you can, to start giving back. And we actually have some former Sauder scholars who are now contributing to the fund and to help it grow. So I want you all to just kind of put that in your pipe and smoke it and think about it. And maybe when you get to a place, maybe you can, no, I don't want you smoking pipes. I have no idea what that good for.
I don't want you smoking.
Well, we smoke pipes, no. Those are pipes.
That wasn't.
Anyway, no. Once again, proud of you. Congratulations. Keep having a great year. And I'm going to offer the floor to Mike. Nothing?
You've done a good job.
I just wanted Mike and Pam. Pam's been here before. She lives in Andover, but Mike's here because we had a family reunion in Kansas City at my dad's side of the family, and we had 84 for lunch on Thursday at a hotel. Nobody.
We didn't
It
cook.
was cool, but it was a great time, and but I wanted them to see you guys, and I hope each one of you will take your time to introduce you to them. They live in San Antonio, so for them to be here is a little bit unusual, but they came for Thanksgiving. So again, congratulations. Really proud of you. I'm on.
Very good. Sarah, do we have anything else? I wanted to recognize, Sarah, and then Jennifer Denton over here is Vice President of the Foundation. Thank you, Shane Shively, the President of the Foundation. We're in their house here in their alumni, beautiful Sauder alumni building, and thank you for having us and the great job everyone has done. We have the photos, yes. Yes, of course, Steve and Bobby, Pam, and then Mike and Marty, would you? Very good. Sauder family, so hopefully then we have time to get 1 o'clock classes. You get a little break and then head back to school. Really appreciate the student athletes and the coaches coming out. And again, thanks to all